S's.
Kylie, stab or scoop?
Your device is part of the response.
Yeah.
To our website, NBC6.com/response. The NBC6 Stream at 6 starts right now. Now let's say it's South Police saw 3 murders.
Those kids at MasterChef Junior, they know what they're doing, bro. The MasterChef Junior kids.
Hi, everyone. We're just going to give everyone a few minutes to log in. If everyone wants to go ahead and mute themselves, me and Mr. Castillo will kind of lead the meeting. I'll give you some more updates. Just give everyone about 3 or 4 minutes to get logged in here. We are recording this meeting. If there is anyone you know that is unable to attend, we'll make sure to post it on our YouTube channel after the fact, in case anyone you know is unable to come, so they can get the information easily from our YouTube channel. All right, so we're gonna give everyone just a few minutes to get logged in here, and then we'll begin. All right, thanks you guys. Thanks everybody for being here. I'm Miss Sabina. If you don't know who I am, look forward to meeting you all in person soon. Hi, everybody. I know people are still logging in. While you're waiting, if you have not completed, there's a parent interest survey. If you want to go ahead and complete that, I just put the link for the form in the chat. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and save that, if you're not able to do it now, that's fine. You can go ahead and complete that when you're able, in just, whenever we're able to do that. Just a way for us to gather some information, and also to collect your information if there's anything that you'd like to volunteer for, just so we have everyone's information in the same place. So again, that link for that form is in the chat. We're going to get started in about 2 minutes. I'm just logging in some last people here, and I promise I will make it short and sweet. And if you have any questions at the end, please feel free to stick around and I'll hang back and answer them for you, okay? I'm Miss Sabina.
It said 2021, the date. That's not sun-dried tomatoes.
Yeah.
221. Oh, what?
Sounds delicious. Just remember to mute yourself if you guys are here, and then if you have questions, of course, feel free to unmute and ask. Let me just see one thing here. Second. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Christine Sabina. I am one of the returning drama teacher of the lot here. This is going into my third year here at Coral Reef High School. I'm lucky enough to know many of you, but cannot wait to meet many of you in person, as our last 2 years have been far from each other, obviously to keep our children safe. And now we're ready to get back into the classroom, and have had a whirlwind of a first week. If your students have not been sharing that with you, we are so excited to have them back, and to have them back on stage, right where they should be. So we are going to share just some general information with you tonight. Normally, when you log in for booster meetings, you will not have to see me, I promise. You will have the very handsome Kevin Kaufman, who is our booster president, returning again for as long as I can remember. This has his third child going through our program, and was the proud booster dad of the Southward Superstars for about 12 years, and he just hung up his hat last year. So we are very lucky to have him at our disposal here at Coral Reef. So we just wanted to welcome you tonight, and thank you for being here. And again, there is a survey for everyone to complete that I posted in the chat. I'll post it again. I know if you just joined, you haven't been able to access that. I'll keep posting it as people enter. But we also just want to welcome everyone here tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. A lot of us are visual learners, so some of the dates and things like that definitely help to have on our screen. So if you will bear with me here while I share my screen. I believe Mr. Castillo Joel, our amazing new teacher this year, who joined us about halfway through last week. All his clearances passed, should be joining us in just a second, so I will introduce him in just a minute. Those are our contact emails. He is not lucky yet to have a Reef email. Okay, so that is his email for right now. And he should be getting his Reef email very soon. For those of you who, looked him up through the Coral Reef system, but that is my email, and also Mr. Joel Castillo's email as well. So before we move on to our business, I am going to turn it over to our very amazing Troupe presidents from our Troupe to introduce themselves. They are very important to you because they are the liaison for your students. They are our student advocates, student elected and appointed by us and the students last year to lead our Troupe in their senior year. Before we move on to that, also, these are remind codes. So I'm going to keep those up, and then I'm going to turn it over to Emma and Kaylee, who are amazing Troupe presidents. So are you guys here? I know I saw you pop in.
Yeah, we're here.
Awesome. Hey, you guys. All right. So I'm going to turn over them to introduce themselves to you.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Kaylee. I'm one of the co-presidents. I'm really excited to work with everyone this year, and sorry, somebody on mute. And I just wanted to let you guys know, if your kids need anything, with whether it be with like the magnet or the school itself, please come, tell them to come to Emma and I. We're really happy to help, and we just want to do our best this year. So thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm the other co-president. My name is Emma. We had really great troop presidents when we were young, when we were underclassmen, and we would like to be that for the underclassmen that are now working their way through freshman, sophomore, and even
Agora
junior
quero que
year.
você
So
faça o
we
25
are so
minutos
excited to be
de
working with everybody, and please don't hesitate to reach out.
vai, plota, lê e interpreta.
Thank you very much. And just a reminder, I know we're all running around. Some of us are in our cars, and I appreciate that so much. You're taking the time to be here. Just make sure you're on mute. I know as we join that's difficult to follow. So I appreciate that from everyone. Well, thank you so much, Emma and Kaylee. They have been amazing presidents so far. And they're going to be asking something of you guys. We're volunteers to help throughout events in the year. So it's good for you guys to get to know them as well. But they have been just incredible. All right, so we're going to get back to it. So our remind codes, very quickly, if you have not joined, these are specifically for our parents, okay? These are this is how I send reminders for booster meetings, if I need volunteers, anything time I need something from the parents or need to pass along some information very quickly, this is how we do it as teachers. So for the 9 and 10 parents, the code is at 910 BOO. That's for booster. Okay. And for 1112 is 1112 BOO. Okay. We tried to move, you switched from underclassmen to upperclassmen. I tried to move you, but if I didn't, I apologize. You could leave one of the reminds and rejoin the other. Okay. So that's a great way for us just to communicate to each other very quickly. You can send me messages. I can send you messages. And we already heard from our amazing presidents. Again, I also just posted this parent context survey. We get information from the schools, but it's not always accurate. So this is a great way for us to know who you are, who your student you're connected with, what class they're in, and also if there's amazing skills that you'd like to lend to us this year. It's a good way for us to keep them all in one place. Kevin has access to this as well as the booster president and our student presidents from our troop. So if you did not do that, I will share it again to the chat. Let me see here. It should be there. All right. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. It should, is there anyone that can't see it? Everyone got that? I'm just going to post it again. That is the link to the form. If you don't have time to do it now, go ahead and copy and paste it, and you can complete it whenever you have time. So a couple of updates for this year. I know there have been a lot of questions in terms of what's going on with our troop, in terms of the competitions, in terms of IEs. Nothing is set in stone, but I can tell you where we are, a little bit of an update. As of right now, both the Educational Theater Association and District 8 is set to do competitions in person, obviously with COVID protocols in place, including masks and social distancing. All of the performances will be masked. We are trying to encourage our students to get clear masks. I'm sure they came home this week because we have a show coming up next week, asking for them, asking, hey, do we have a clear mask? Or, my class wants to do this. So we've given them information where they can get that. And they're very inexpensive. Just another reminder for everyone to try to stay muted unless you have a question, just so we can all hear. Thank you guys. Appreciate it so much. Also, oops, sorry, skipped ahead there too fast. Oop, let me go back. Sorry, so many screens open here. All right, there will be limited audiences, okay, for all of the competitions and also for all of our shows, which I will discuss our Battle of the Classes coming up in just a little bit. People were asking about cost of the competitions. Now, competitions, both one act and IE, which is individual event competition, are only for our upperclassmen. So that's our juniors and our seniors. We have a select number of sophomores that will compete in technical events. In fact, all of them will try to compete in technical events. And if we have any open slots, we let them trickle down into the underclassmen, giving options for sophomores to audition and then freshmen. That doesn't often happen, but in the rare case it does, we'd obviously contact you first and make sure that you're okay with the dates and with them competing. Competition costs $40 a student this year, plus $5 per event. Students can compete in up to 3 events. So that means per student, individual events could be up to $55 a student. Now, on top of that, we pay for busing to the event. Okay. And there might be other costs that between now and when we do the field trip forms that we incur, but we will break it down for everybody, but to kind of give you a little bit of an update. If you are a freshman parent, you're going, what is all this? Our Troupe, once you are inducted, you can compete in competitions under the guise of the Educational Theater Association and the International Thespian Honor Society, which we are a member of. Our Troupe number is 5744. You'll get used to hearing that over the next 4 years. We say it very proudly here at Coral Reef High School. We are the proud winners of last 2 years top honors for our one act and hope to have a three-peat this year. Obviously, the most important thing is the students are growing and learning, but it doesn't hurt to win either, right? There are no day passes this year. So for my upperclassmen parents, you used to be able to pop in and just watch the shows. Because of COVID, they are not allowing that. If you want to attend the event, you must be registered as a chaperone. That means for one acts, it's $10. For IEs, it's $20. Okay. As those events get closer, I will contact the parents via email and remind. And also your elected parents, when we do booster elections, will pass that information to you. However they set it up, whether it's a WhatsApp. And we will ask for volunteers on a first come, first serve basis. So you should absolutely be getting your volunteer numbers. If you would like to attend an overnight field trip, you need to do level 2. If you just want to do a day field trip, it's level 1. Okay. We are not sure right now if we're going to be attending FTCs. We want to, but the cost, because there is a new rule this year for all field trips that are overnight, there are only 2 students allowed per hotel. Okay, or per bed. So it just will depend. The last time we went to FTCs, the cost was about $200 a student, but that's before the hotel plus meals. So it is a big financial commitment. I do have very exciting news that one of our former president last year, Samantha Simon, whose sister is still in our program and is on our Happiest Stage board, Sydney, her sister received a scholarship last year, which donated back to our Troupe $1,000. So we just got notification about 3 days ago that we were the proud recipients of $1,000 because of Samantha's excellence and her awarding of that scholarship to her. So we thank her, and I sent her a lovely message, and it's going to help towards our competition fees this year. So we'll make sure to divide that among all those that are competing. All right. Important dates. I know people are looking for the calendar. I'm also going to send you a link to our Reef drama calendar. There is one on our website. We are working on our website, updating it right now, so it hasn't been updated as of yet. But these are some of the big dates. If you want to take a capture of this, now would be a great time. Again, also, I'll be sharing via Remind a link to a Google Calendar where I update more up to the minute rehearsals and things like that. So we had our Thespian Olympics Friday. It was very fun. We have our Battle of the Classes coming up on Thursday, September 9th. The show is at 6 p.m. And I'm going to talk about that later because there are some restrictions in terms of ticketing. Obviously, our Hispanic Heritage Show, which is during the day, that's our 9th to 10th graders are going to be performing some numbers for that. A magnet fair we're looking for student volunteers for that. So if your child wants to be involved, they can volunteer for that for Thespian points, is October 9th. October 26th is a tentative date for our one act. It is it's the week basically of homecoming. So we're trying to find a good day that we can be in the theater. So that is still TBD, but it's tentatively October 26th. As soon as I have a date, I will update that and send that out. One Act Festival competition is the 27th through the 29th. Again, I tried to put next to the dates which classes those activities pertain to, whether it was 9, 10, or 10, 11. Oh, that's already seeing error though. That is 11, 12, not 9, 10 for those 2 dates. So I'm going to change that right now so y'all can take a new picture. It's been quite a year so far, you guys. I appreciate you hanging in there with me. All right. So again, those FTC dates are still tentative. However, the one act dates are already set in stone, basically. Okay. So again, as we finalize some of these things that have been tentative, we'll send them out. And again, the link to the Google Calendar will be updated. Basically will happen, every few days. I'll update that, and it should update in live time for you as well if you have access. All right. So let me get this back up here and be on our way. All right. With the dates fixed. Thank you very much. All right. So again, the rest of the things that we've only done our calendar on the school website through winter break. There are lots of things coming up that are, again, tentatively here, but again, because of COVID protocols, things may change. The dates may change, the access may change. But again, here's the rest of the year in a tentative to give you an idea of what we do. Our underclassmen show is Lysistrata, and that's going to be tentatively March 2nd through 3rd. We're trying to go get a Disney trip on the books if possible. And our musical is going to be April 11th through the 19th. Okay. Oh, sorry, 20 to the 20th, the 21st. The tech is 11th through the 19th. Banquet is going to be off-site this year. That's something we'll be definitely looking for volunteers for. And our end of the year show tentatively set for May 23rd. All right, moving on. Again, just in general, make sure your students are in uniform every morning. And if you know that your student is going to be out on an absence, please email them, email us and email them at 7101attendance@dadeschools.net. Okay, we're trying to give them plenty of breaks, brain breaks, and things like that throughout our day. We just want to make sure that everyone is, having the best, year that they can. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the uniform policy, it is on the Reef Core Reef website. On Fridays, the students can wear approved spirit shirts, which includes any of our Reef drama gear, okay, which is available on reefdrama.com. And we'll be updating that and sending new order forms home as soon as we get our booster set up. That is the link to their PTSA website where you can buy school uniforms. We will be using Microsoft Teams as our platform this year. So we are not using K-12, okay? That's old news. We are not using Google Classrooms. We are using Microsoft Teams, okay? There might be another pivot last year, so let's enjoy one more year on the platform that we used last year, and that's since the students are already used to it, okay? So if they're asking you or you're unsure of where to find and check their work, it is on Microsoft Teams. If anyone is wanting to send in supplies, I've gotten some beautiful emails, some very kind people asking, hey, what do you need? I want to send something in. We can always use Lysol wipes. We can always use Band-Aids, Kleenex, feminine products, paper towels, sanitizing spray, and hand sanitizer. Those are definitely on the top of our wish list. If we have specific wishes for certain shows, we will send out a Sign Up Genius with links to Amazon lists. So that's something you can look out throughout the year. But as of right now, we don't have pretty much anything because we had nothing donated last year because of COVID and kind of how we got in. So we're kind of just, people were sending things as we needed them. So if you have a inclination to send something to school, any of that would be greatly appreciated. This year, we are going to be charging a thespian dues to keep our troupe up and running. It is already live in OSP. OSP is available through your child or your parent portal. It's your obligations tab, okay? So under the portal, under obligations, if you type in, it's under the activity name is 2021-2022 Thespian Club Dues. It is $12 per student for this year, and you can pay it anywhere up until October 1st. Okay, and that goes directly to our renewal of our troupe fees, both for District 8 and for our the Educational Theater Association, the schooltheater.org, which is our national organization. Okay, again, I'll be sending reminders out about that. If you need help or you're not familiar with our portals, please reach out and I'll be happy to help. Also, you also should be aware of in the next week or two, a booster parent that is maybe a little more experienced than you that you can reach out to that can help as well. All right, I encourage all of you to get your volunteer numbers. If you are new to Reef, you do need to register specifically at Coral Reef to be a cleared volunteer for our school. You need to be a volunteer anytime you come onto the campus. Okay, that would count if you're doing concessions for a show, if you're helping sell tickets, if you're coming in to help sell merchandise, if you're helping with a on-campus field trip or a build day, if you're helping with anything like that. Again, you do that through the parent portal. Okay, you log into your parent account and there's a volunteer tab. It's very easy form. And again, level 2 clearance if you want to go on an overnight field trip, level 1 if you just want to come for the day or go on a day trip. All right. And again, if you need more instructions, this website is actually a handbook that walks you through step by step, okay, how to do the registration to get your volunteer number. All right. Some information about the classes. Your students may have been coming home and saying, we have a show next week. We do. It is the Battle of the Classes. It's a radio edition is our theme this year. On the 9th is the day of the show. It's also the day we stay after school in tech. The students will stay after school all the way through to the performance at 6 p.m. The schedule goes like this: 2:30 to 4:30, we're teching in the auditorium, each class's performance, and they're in holding rooms when they're not either working or doing homework. From 4:30 to 5:30, there's going to be pizza provided by Booster, or you're able to send food or drop up food, but you're not allowed to come into the school to drop it off. Okay, you can text your student, they can come out the auditorium door, pick it up in the roundabout area, and come back in to eat it. That's between 4:30 and 5 is their break. From 5 to 6, they're going to continue to get ready, get dressed, do their hair, do their makeup backstage. And then you should be arriving to see the show at 6 p.m. Each class has 10 minutes that they have completely come up with and produced on their own as a class bonding experience. And this show is completely free, okay? Due to COVID protocol, we're only allowed 200 people watching in the auditorium. So we are going to give each student 2 wristbands, okay, for free to give out as they choose, either to their parents, or if you're unable to attend, they can give to other friends or anyone else they'd like to come. How we make money on the show is a fundraiser for our competitions and for our upcoming One Act is to sell votes. Okay, you can vote via our PayPal, Booster PayPal, Venmo, or our Cash App, okay, which we'll be posting everywhere at the venue and online the day of the event. $1 per vote, and the class that gets the most votes wins the competition. We do need some parents backstage because COVID protocol, we're keeping each class in a separate holding room. And we need some parents to supervise as it's only me and Mr. Castillo. So if you are someone that wants to come, and then I'd obviously let you pop back in for your students watch either from the wings or pop into the house to watch your student compete themselves, and then be kind of like the class parent just to make sure they don't need anything and everyone's safe while they're waiting to go on stage. Please email me. You will have to have your volunteer number for this. We also were just cleared to sell concessions. So Kevin will be reaching out in the next week for volunteers to help with the door, making sure people coming in have wristbands, and selling concessions that are all going to be individually packaged. Okay. Again, the wristbands are free. We will be handing them out in class next Wednesday, the 8th of September. Okay. I apologize for that. I know it is a big bummer, but that's what the principal has deemed in order to get these kids back on stage live, safe for everybody, and masks and social distancing will be required in the auditorium. They'll be marking off seats. All right. We're also looking for leads for community events. We want to get the kids back out there. We have a 9-10 medley that we're putting together, and we have Happiest Stage, which does a Disney performance. So if you have a church or a community group or tree lighting, we already have a couple leads, but if you know of someone or you're involved in an organization, you guys are our best leads out into the community. So please email me and let me know if there's anything that you are, you have the beat on that we can get involved in. All right. We also, normally this would be when I would turn it over to Kevin Kaufman, who is our booster president this year. But unfortunately, he has had a death in the family and is out of town on last minute on an emergency. If you know Kevin, please do send him your condolences. But he is going to host a booster membership informational meeting 1 week from today at 6 o'clock. And he'll be sending out a Zoom, or I'll be sending it out for him, in order to talk more about the things that he needs. We have not set up our board for this year. So if you're interested in being involved, please do complete that form, because that's the best way for us to get in touch with you. Again, we already need volunteers for helping backstage, for helping with concessions. We need people to help with set building, to help with membership, our lovely merchandise that you see some of our moms from this year and last year sporting in this beautiful picture that can be customized to your name. We just want to make sure that we have enough, people volunteering to go around. We don't want to put it all on one parent. If everyone chips in, it turns into a really wonderful year. And it's just nice to be with people again and getting to know people that go through the program. They can give you great advice. If they're upperclassmen parents, if you're a new parent, it's a wonderful way to, connect with the program and with Coral Reef as a whole. So I know that was fast and it was furious, but again, this is being recorded and I will post this for anything that you didn't quite get. I will also be posting the link to the PowerPoint for dates, and I'll be sharing the calendar to you guys through Remind as soon as this meeting's over. Okay, but I'd like to go ahead and did Mr. Castillo pop in while I was chatting? Is he here? No. Okay. So anyway, I think he got tied up somehow. We were just on a board meeting earlier, and I know he was having some connectivity issues. So at home, but again, he's so wonderful. I'm sure your students are telling you he designed a beautiful set for our one act, and is just starting right off the bat with both of both of his classes, both with his stagecraft class and with our production class, which are the 3 classes he's teaching this year with our magnet. So he's wonderful. I'm sure you'll get to meet him soon. Again, just 2 quick reminders before I open it up to any questions. And when I start questions, if you'd like to pop off, if you're busy, that's fine. But I'd also just like to remind everyone in the group chat, I posted a link for a form. That's how we gather all your information, because I'm telling you, a lot of the emails are wrong in the school system and your phone numbers are wrong. So it's wonderful for you to be able to give us that. And also any extra emails for either a partner or a grandparent that is also involved, or with pickup or drop off or any of that. That's a good way for you to share that information with us. So without further ado, are there anyone else that would like to say anything to the general population before I open it up to questions?
I just had one thing, a message via Kevin, who I spoke to earlier. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you
hear
ask?
me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So I spoke to Kevin earlier. Okay, and I'm sorry, I'm going to be parked in 1 second. He wanted me to let everyone know that the positions on the board that were most interested in looking for people, new people, because our people graduated, are the position of secretary, which is pretty straightforward, but does take a lot of time, mostly, just sending out a lot of information and emails. So that position is open and very important. And also treasurer, we lost our treasurer to graduation as well. So that's not too complicated of a job. Kevin pretty much, can tell you exactly what to do, but we do need to present like spreadsheets and such to the principal in a certain way and all that kind of stuff. So, but there's lots of other stuff to do. But those were the 2 positions that he wanted me to really throw out there that are super important, and that we, especially the secretary, we want to fill, ASAP, hit the ground running. And, oh, by the way, I'm Sloan, everyone. I have a sophomore and a senior this year, so I'm all in for anything anyone needs. But Kevin wanted me to let me know I'm kind of his behind the scenes assistant, but Kevin is the man. He'll take care of all of us. He's going to make the year run smooth. He's been through this with like 400 kids of his own already. So we're in good hands. But if anyone might be interested in those positions, please join the call next Tuesday. That's all.
Thank you so much, Sloan. And obviously Sloan has been wonderful and she's a seasoned parent. So if you have any questions, she's a great one to go to with that. And she always helps out with everything. So we do have a great group of parents in our upperclassmen, with our upperclassmen. I'm hearing that it's hard for people to access the link because if you don't have a Google account, it is open. I just checked it to anyone. You do not have to have a Reef email. You should not have to have a Gmail account. But if that continues to happen, then I will send it with a different form. Okay, I will send an alternate form via the Remind as well. Okay.
Sorry, hi. Sorry to interrupt, but I don't think it has to do with the Google account because I keep hitting sign in and it just keeps spiraling back to sign in. So it might be an issue with the link.
Well, I've already had, I have 60 responses so far. So I know people are getting to it. So let me, we can keep trying. And if that continues to be a problem, you all have my email. You can email me. And if I can send you the form in a different format for you, if it's not working, I know the link is working just because I'm getting people that have been responding since the beginning of the call, but as any, we know with any technology, there's always a technical glitch. So what I can do is especially if you're signed up with Remind, I will share another way to access a similar response form on a different format, and I'll try to get that out tomorrow. So again, if you have not joined our Remind, I'm going to go ahead and put that back up on the screen real quick because that is probably the most important link that we have here in Lifeline to you. So this is that. So if you haven't joined that, this is, and your kids have a separate Remind. So don't worry, you're going to be getting my text messages to the class all the time. This is only for parents. And again, what I'll do if people are not able to access that link, I will send it in a different format tomorrow. And I do apologize about that. Any other questions that are general questions for anyone that you think other people may be having? You can also type it in the chat if you're in a house full of noisy people. Yes, you could also, that's a good, like someone suggested, one of the parents suggested you could also use your school, your students' Gmail account, their school account to access the form, and then just type your name in there if that is helpful. They do all have a Gmail account through a school. Their core Reef is email is a Gmail account. So that's a good suggestion as a workaround. Thank you, Michelle. All right, everybody, if there's no more, so Kevin should be sending the link because he has everyone's emails, but I might also forward it and I'll post it in the Remind as well. The link for the booster portion of this, which again, booster is really parent run. We're here to answer questions about the school and be the link to the school, but Kevin is really the boss. So he will be sending it out and I'll of course be passing it along if as necessary through Remind and the other channels. Yes, Shepherd family, you have a question?
Hello, welcome back. Just wanted to know, there were some t-shirts that we had to order last week. Just wanted to confirm.
Yes. So what we did last week, we had some extra just Reef drama shirts that we had left over from the order last year. So what we had offered, because we had a spirit day last, and a lot of the freshmen have gone, we don't have shirts. So what we had offered is if you send a memo to our Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App with your student's name and t-shirt size, they could pick one up. Now we have at this point limited sizes. So what I recommend if you're interested in one of those, you can send me a remind with the size and color. We have white, gray, and black. Black, we only have an extra large left. And I can let you know whether we have that size, and then you can make the payment and I have a little tab I can send you for those links of those accounts. They're also on reefdrama.com. If you go on Booster at the bottom of the page, there's link to the PayPal accounts as well. Once we have that Booster meeting next week, Kevin is going to, and the amazing new board, I'm sure, will come up with a new order sheet for this year for the merchandise. So we'll place a new order that you can get any size you want. We have all sorts of merch. We have masks, we have long sleeves, short sleeves, sweatshirts, like kind of running jacket zip ups. The dates for that are going to be, I think we usually give them about a month for everyone to place orders. We place the order and then they have it within a couple weeks. Okay. But we have merch that's left over. So I know Kevin was talking about maybe having a parent come in during lunch one day and start selling some of whatever we have left over. So as that happens, I'm sure Kevin will send out information about where the students can get it. But all of that goes through the booster accounts. Thank you for that question. Anyone else questions? All right. So I guess that's it for me. If you guys have anything, please don't hesitate to send me an email, or if you have a concern or you just want to say hi and introduce yourself, please send me an email. I can't wait to see all your faces in person. Hopefully I'll get to see a lot of you at the show next week. So thank you very much for always supporting your children, and Troupe 5744 is the best, and welcome to the family. Thank you guys for coming. And I'll hang out if you have any questions as you log off. All right. Stacey, you have a question, or you want to hang back and talk to me? Bye, everybody. I think you're free to log off if you're all set. Okay, I'll hang back for a couple minutes if anybody needs anything. Stacey, I see your hand, but I don't hear you. Are you? Let me see. Are you typing in the chat? Thanks, everybody.
Miss Sabina, any talk about open house?
Not yet. Usually it's in October. So I know for a fact, like they hadn't even do the orientation with all the students in one place. So my guess is it's going to be virtual. However, it's just going to depend on, what happens in the next couple of weeks. They literally are revising our COVID protocols every 2 weeks. This one that came out for our show was yesterday. So we actually posted something free. Everyone called like last week on our Instagram, and then my meeting yesterday, they go, all right, only 200 people. So that's why we went to the wristband workaround. So we're going to have to continue to kind of be flexible as this year continues. We're hoping by the time we get to the shows in the winter months that, this will be maybe at least not so much a concern, where we'll be able to get you all in and all of your relatives and everyone we want to come in and support. We are also looking into streaming options for all of the shows. Battle of the Classes we'll be able to record because it's not copyrighted. For the shows that are copyrighted, we have to pay a licensing fee for. But we are looking into the cost of that as a possibility if that is going to be continuing those protocols when we get into the shows that we're going to be paying rights for. But do know we know that that's a big concern. We also know that was really nice. A nice thing that we learned how to do last year was the streaming, that if you're not able to be at the show, people in other, if you have relatives around the country, they are able to see the show. It just matters for us if it's cost effective for each individual production to do. So that's something we'll continue to look in as a show by show basis. So yeah, but that's a great point.
Awesome. Thank you. We look forward to seeing you.
Yes, me too. Be well. I see some questions here. Do you guys want to unmute yourself and ask? Oh, you didn't hear most of the meeting. So I am going to, I recorded the whole meeting, and I'm going to, right now, I'll just export it and I'm going to upload it into our YouTube channel, which the link for our YouTube is also on our Instagram. Were you able to find the at Reef Drama Instagram? That's our Instagram. And the link to our YouTube channel is at the very top in the bio. Great. So that Reef Drama, that After Reef Drama and the whole meeting was recorded. And so I will post that as soon as it exports so that you can catch up. But if you have any questions, my email is on all the PowerPoint and on that presentation. So please feel free to email me. All right. Thanks, Stacey. All right.
So I just did the application for level 1. I actually did the whole fingerprinting for level 2 when Nicholas was in the 7th or 8th grade, something like that. So I should be at that level 2. So if I get the clearance in time and I'm able to kind of steal away from work, I will be super happy to help for next Thursday.
Okay, great. So why don't you, when you let me know, when you check with work and see, because it would be great if you could be like the room mom for Nick's class, right? And just
Yeah.
again, it doesn't take a lot. They're great kids. It's
Yeah.
just making sure there's
I know
someone there for an
I know
emergency.
the ones that came from our little nest. So they're gonna see me and they're gonna be like, oh
They'll
my God,
remember you. Yes.
we have to stay.
Absolutely. I'm sure they'll be happy to see you, to see anyone at this point. But yes, absolutely. Thank you. We really appreciate that. So let me know, shoot me an email once you're sure about your schedule, and
Okay.
we'll make sure you have all the information you need. Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Miss Sabina.
Hi.
Hi, nice seeing you back.
Yeah, thank you.
Listen, I remember the last order of t-shirts that were done, for the memberships.
Yes.
Was everything gone? Like you
Yeah,
didn't
so
have
at
anything left?
by the last day of school, we had passed everything out to people, or at least sent it home with someone. Like there were like two, I think one was Tatiana, Aunt Anna's daughter, but that they had stuff because they were MSO all year. So but we had just two left at like the last day. We sent them home with someone that lives by them, that's good friends with them. So all of the orders for last year are gone, but we still have extra shirts that are in the booster. There's only like maybe 15 and in various sizes. So that's why I was just we were selling them through the booster last week at Kevin's request. But Angie did an inventory and I have everything in the closet. So we just kind of need to see, do we want to add anything extra for the order this year? Did we like that order form, or do we want to revamp it in terms of ease of access? I know we had some issues with that it wasn't printable and so maybe we want to address that before we give that out to everyone this year. But we can discuss that in the meeting next week for sure.
Okay, let me know if you need help with that, okay?
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Good to see you.
Okay, Samina.
Can I answer any other questions?
Yeah, actually, I got quarantined until next week. Hi. I got quarantined until next week, and I don't know how to.
Is it you got quarantined to the 8th, I think, right?
Yeah. They said I'd be able to go back on the 6th, but there's no school, so.
Okay, so I sent you an email back, but I don't know, it was to your second email, but basically I know that your class knows that you're coming back for the show. So I think they're working you in to their thing. So what I'll do is when I see them again on Thursday, I'll have them either, like, if you have a number you want to give me to FaceTime with you, if that's easier, because the Zoom is really bad in our room because the room is so big. So you can't really hear. So it'd be better do you know anyone else in your class that you know their number?
I know like people, but I don't know their numbers.
Okay, why don't you do me an email? Send me an email with your cell phone, if that's or whatever device, like a FaceTime that we could FaceTime you, so that you can chat with some of them, because I know that they wanted to involve you, but they just weren't sure what day you were coming back and all that.
Okay.
And that way, if not, you can always do tech, but we want to get you in there if possible. All right.
All right. Yeah, I was really excited. I can't wait to be back next week.
I know. Well, stay well. All right. We'll see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Any other questions I can answer? All right. Awesome. It was awesome to see you guys. Thank you so much. And I will hopefully meet you guys soon. Bye-bye.